Hello everyone, we have a game with the white pieces against Alexander 7834, rated 1763. We're going to try to get a Jobava London on the board and see what happens. He brings out the bishop on move 2 very early. So we're going to switch up our move order and go f3 before e3 because now we have the opportunity to go e4 if he doesn't play his knight out and stop us. He did not play his knight out and stop us. He moved a pawn. So now we have the opportunity to play e4 instead of g4. And now we get two pawns in the center. So he takes, we take back with tempo, and we have a better position than black. He has to retreat, and we get to simply develop our knight. And our position looks great. He moves his bishop another time, saying he's going to take, and then take the pawn in the center. So let's not allow that. Develop a piece, defend the center. He's more than welcome to take and help us develop our queen toward the diagonal that became weaker when he lost his bishop. So he develops his knight. This double hits the pawn in the center. Maybe has knight b4 ideas in mind. I could long castle, but I don't really want a long castle. I want a rook on d1. I'd rather short castle and have a rook on d1. But for the time being, I say let's develop a piece, pin the knight, threaten to ruin the pawn structure, right? So he can't take our pawn. And we have maximum flexibility with our king. And our position looks spectacular. Okay, so he doesn't unpin the knight. He pins it a different way, but maybe he's looking at castling long. It would be really cool if we had a knight to put here, but we don't. Okay. This pawn push is definitely coming, either now or next turn. If we push now and we attack his knight, he can actually counterattack our queen, but we can take with check. So here, if he takes our pawn, we take back, attacking the knight. If he moves the knight, he loses the queen with check. If he moves the queen, we take the knight with check. I mean, we just take the knight with the pawn, not with check. And we have nothing loose, and he has no checks. So although it would be awesome if we were long castled or had a rook on d1 and then played it, I think it works right now. I don't want to miss any opportunities. I don't want to let him castle. I'd rather do this immediately. Oh, what the heck? He develops a piece and attacks our knight and pins it. What happens if we just take this? I don't get it. Okay, so we're going to take the free piece. He takes our knight. We take back. Our pawn structure is ruined, but we're up a piece, and this is going to win the game automatically. Oh, so he takes back this way. Ew. Hitting our bishop. I don't want to move my bishop just yet. I think it's time we get in our rook d1. Free move against the queen. And the queen cannot stay in contact with, with this pawn. So, because it hangs. And so he will hang a lot of material. So maybe he should take the rook and then the bishop. Yeah, which he did. How do we take? I don't think it matters. Let me take with the king. For one reason, and that's when he takes my bishop, which he will. He wants to play knight f6. What? Oh. But this... this lets me keep the bishop. That wasn't the play. I was going to say I could push my pawn so he can't develop there and hit the rook. But he didn't even develop there anyway. He developed here, so... everything I'm saying is just... he's disproving. Okay, let's create this barrier and get our rook in the game and checkmate him. Okay, none of this matters. I'm gonna take free stuff. He's gonna fork me. I'm gonna move my queen. And then what's he gonna do? I didn't even look for, I just moved my queen because it doesn't really matter. I'm up 7 points of material. I don't need to find the absolute best square. According to the engine, you just play whatever you want. Okay, he's moving random pawns. Let's just get some activity. Okay, he starts running, but this might hang the knight. Does hang the knight. Let's take that. Okay, but he hits our queen and then resigns. Poor guy. Oh no. Yeah, I was gonna throw in this intermezzo check anyway. It would have made him feel even worse, ignoring the queen. So let's go through the game. This guy collapsed. So we go for a Jobava London, but on move 2, if they bring the bishop out this early, normally black plays the knight first, controlling the center. But here he controls it with the bishop, which when I play f3, it could transpose into the e3 lines if he plays the knight out. So if he plays the knight out, I can't play the pawn to the center because it hangs. So I'll play e3, or if I want to play Jobava London, bishop out first, and then e3, and then harass with g4. But because he didn't put the knight here, now I don't have to do that because he didn't stop me from playing e4. And so, center, development for free. Force move for free. Development and center. Development and center. +1 already. Didn't do anything. +1. He takes, so force move, +2.6. The equivalent of a positional win, and it's because of our center and our development. And it looks as if the only move black made was pawn up, right? And that's almost worth a piece, so that should tell you something. Development and center. Preparing castle. And it's +5.6. So this is just how fast things can get out of control when you let your opponent take the center. Is that the most principled move? It is. D5. By a good margin, so I'm glad we did it. Center. And for free. Free stuff. Force move. Improving a piece for free. Force move. Another mistake. Force move to save the bishop. Improving a piece, and now it says it's mate in 7. So there's nothing else to go over. We're up a queen. Look at the position, right? And we did win. He resigned 4 or 5 moves later. We didn't even reach 7 moves. So 97% accuracy game, and all because he let us do this. And this is when you don't play for the center. The difference between this pawn move and this knight move is monumental in how hard the game's going to be for you as black. And if you just take a second to think that your pawn move controls the d5 square in the center, which does not need further controlling at the moment, right? It's super solid. However, this square does need controlling because I'm clearly trying to play e5. F3 is super telegraphic. Like, my intentions are right there. Because if I'm not trying to play e5, why am I just weakening my position, not developing? You know what I mean? So for black to just not play the knight out and nonchalantly move the pawn is kind of crazy. At this 1760 range, but it is lead chess, so. Anyway, Hopefully this helps you in your chess. If they play the bishop out on move 2, go for e4 for sure. Even if you normally don't do the f3, g4 type stuff, do it here. You could get a nice win like I did. Submit your rapid games in my Discord. Goodbye.